What's up, guys? Alexis Downie here with Icebreakers outside TD Garden, the home of the Boston Bruins. And like many of the NHL teams this season, the Bruins went through a number of changes in the offseason. Those included big contracts, new additions, and new lines. I spoke with Boston Hockey Now's Joe Haggerty about how competitive this team could be. Joe, we've only seen a little bit from the Bruins team so far, but what have you liked from them?
Well, obviously Brad Marchand's got a bunch of goals. That's always good. Jeremy Sweeman was very good in the first game. Nice start there. Not so good in the second game, but at least he got one good start under his belt. The interesting thing about the Boston Bruins right now, they played 2 games in the first 13 days, at the end of training camp and the start of the regular season. So I don't think we've gotten a good read on exactly where the Bruins are because they've played just a couple games over a long period of time because of scheduling quirks. But a lot of things to like in the first game. Jake DeBrusk, Brad Marchand scored. Jake DeBrusk taking the puck to the net, looking really good. But I'd say in general, so many new faces and so few games played, it's hard to get a read on this Bruins team right now.
And you just mentioned him, Jeremy Sweeman, and the net taking over for Tuukka Rask. He's a rookie.
Yep.
How important is it going to be for him to be consistent this season?
Vital. And, coming off that game in Philadelphia, that was the worst start he's had as a pro. Like, he's been lights out in the AHL and the NHL to start his professional career since coming over from the University of Maine. So it's going to be interesting to see over, a couple of weeks how he bounces back from having a tough start and struggling a little bit and having some adversity. But I noticed him the first day of training camp last year when he first started practicing with Tuukka, with Yaroslav Halak in NHL training camp with the Bruins coming from the University of Maine. And I gotta be honest with you, you don't usually notice goalies in training camp. You don't notice them during drills. They don't really stand out. So athletic, so good with his technique, so confident, challenging shooters. Everything he did kind of stood out to you and makes you take notice, wow, there's something special going on with this goalie. So I fully expect him to bounce back from the rough start. They need him to seize that #1 job.
The third line, certainly an emphasis of development this year. Nick Foligno, Eric Hall, Jake DeBrusk.
Yep.
Foligno expected to be out a little bit,
yep.
But how do you think that this line is going to help the team be successful?
Well, they're more dangerous offensively, right? Eric Hall has shown early on in the preseason and the regular season he's going to get his offensive chances. Nick Foligno has obviously scored some goals in the NHL before, that net front presence. He's going to bring that in. And what I love about Nick Foligno is the leadership aspect with Jake DeBrusk. I think the reason that we've seen Jake DeBrusk take the puck to the net more, buzzing around the net more, kind of paying the price to score goals and get offense in front, is because Nick Foligno is saying, hey kid, this is what you need to do to score goals in the NHL consistently. So what you're seeing out of these 3 players is just a lot of offensive upside that they're going to be able to help the Bruins have that depth in scoring they haven't had.
Charlie McAvoy got the big contract, going to lead the blue line.
That is a big contract.
It's certainly a very big contract, the biggest in the Bruins history.
That's right.
So how do you think that his play as a dynamic player is going to develop more this season?
Well, I think the one thing we're looking at this year is more offensive production. He hasn't put up the huge numbers that you would expect from a guy with his kind of offensive skills. And I think what's interesting is it's dovetailing this year with him taking over that point spot on the top power play unit with the Boston Bruins. So guess what? The door is wide open for him to start scoring a lot more and start getting more assists and more points as long as he shoots the puck more from the point. He's got the offensive creativity, he's got the confidence, he's got certainly the 5-on-5 ability. I think the last key aspect to his game, because he already blocks shots, he already defends the best players, he already plays tons of minutes, moves the puck, does so many things you want from a franchise #1 defenseman. That final dimension is the offensive ability to really be one of the best scoring defensemen in the league. And I think with the power play time now, with guys like Bergeron and Marchand Pastrnak, we're going to see it for McAvoy.
One more question. Who's your breakout player this year?
Ooh, my breakout player this year. That's a good question. I would go back to the goaltender. I think Jeremy Sweeman has not gotten a lot of love for Calder Trophy. In a lot of the preseason NHL awards polls, they're talking about a whole bunch of forwards who obviously usually win the award. I mean, there hasn't been a goalie that's won the Calder since Mason with the Predators, and it was like 13 years ago, Chris Mason. So it doesn't happen a lot that goalies win Rookie of the Year in the NHL, but where's the love for Jeremy Sweeman? I have not seen any Calder love for him. Granted, he's coming off a start where he struggled, but I think he's going to put together a phenomenal year. Based on what he did in 10 games last year, he should be a name that's talked about given the chance he's going to get with Tuukka Rask not around anymore. That's my breakout guy, and if he becomes like what I think he's going to be, the Bruins are going to be a Stanley Cup contender this year with a great kid between the pipes.
Thanks so much, Joe.
You got it, Alexis.